or approval by the FDA.
And sick of your glasses and contact lenses? A new corrective eye surgery is approved today. Here's tonight's medical headlines with Medical Watch reporter Seema Mather.
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids, according to 2 new studies in the journal Pediatrics. There have been widespread concerns that mercury-based preservatives in vaccines might impair the neurological development of children. These new studies suggest that the opposite, that the preservatives may actually be associated with improved behavior and mental performance.
Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost.
That was aired nationwide. That was the local Austin version saying Mercury's good for your children. That's how dumb they think you are. They are making insanity mainline. Let's go to your phone calls. Alan Watt of ComeToTheMatrix.com is our guest. Very nice of him to join us. He's also in my film, Fall of the Republic. Let's talk to Dustin. Dustin in PA, thanks for holding her on the air worldwide.
Hey, Alex, how you doing? Long time, first time. I was calling in regards to well, first, I live in a small town in Lancaster, PA of 55,000. We recently had over 160 surveillance cameras put into our city. The LA Times on the June 21st of 2009 issue did an article on us, little old Lancaster in LA, and how we have private companies watching us with our surveillance system. I do work for the city of Lancaster, and I expected that we would be in charge and ask some questions, and nobody knows nothing, but yet the government is federally funding over 170 surveillance cameras in our little old city.
And that's to track everybody. Every town's getting them. Private groups get it. The government then in revolving doors, the private people in government make money as consultants and working for those companies. And so, of course, it's all privatized. They take your tax money and then turn your town into a prison. Alan Watt.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. A lot of big bucks are passed to the feds as well to pass it. It's generally a company or companies from Israel that gets the contract. So they're heavy lobbyists for it. The Variant company, they're the ones that put them all throughout Britain as well. And you're quite right. The whole idea is to, again, it's got more than, it's not just to track you, it's to get you used to being watched. It's to alter your behavior. You're not spontaneous anymore walking down on a street, even in company. You don't laugh the same, don't joke the same. You're always aware you're being watched. So
they're above you. They're the government. They're the all-seeing God.
Yes, but it literally it actually encourages you to alter your own behavior until you become Sovietized. In the Soviet Union, you didn't look left or right if you walked down the road. You stared at the sidewalk and didn't make eye contact with anyone because it could be dangerous.
By the way, that's been in the news. A lot of cops now, if you look at them, they pull over.
Yes.
You don't look at me, boy. Mm-hmm. You think this is America?
Yep, that's right. And all the cops, as you know, have been completely militarized, same military training. They're one big brotherhood now on the winning side. You are now called civilians. You're not the general public anymore. You're civilians, and you're threatening them when you look at them or stare at them or even ask them a question. You're very threatening them.
Yeah, a lot of police around the country. Oh, excuse me, officer. And it's like, do I look like a travel agency? Get moving. Pay the taxes. I mean, it's just like, oh, God. It's so humiliating.
That's what tyranny is. You see, we're living through tyranny. Living through tyranny. Yeah.
And then the cops that aren't like that get made fun of.
Yes, and they'll be out. If they can't fit in, they'll be out. Yeah.
Anything else, Dustin? I mean, why didn't the townspeople vote out the government and remove the stinking cameras?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. A lot of these people here, now we're in a very diverse city. They said we're a study for the government, federal government.
They always say it's a study.
Well, they said we're a study to see how effective these cameras are. Now, these cameras are out there. The cameras were at an intersection where a female was beaten to death by her boyfriend, but yet they happen to not catch that part on the camera.
Oh, no. They never prosecute any crime with it because they like the crime. It's all to suck off the sheep, and they're going to start nationwide taxing you by the mile, sir. It scans your license plate point to point and will ticket you if you speed from point to point.
The guy that they have, I met the guy that's monitoring us in a back room somewhere that's not even on government property, and he looks like one of the slummiest men that you would ever see.
Well, who do you think they hired?
It's very scary, and people around here feel like they're being safe, but they don't realize that their whole civil liberties are being ripped out from underneath of them with a blink of an eye.
Guys, go ahead.
Actually, the eye doesn't blink, does it, Alex? It's always on us.
No, the all-seeing eye doesn't blink. I appreciate your call. But then every time there's a hijacker or a bomber, the cameras don't work. That's right, Alan, isn't it?
Yeah, the main purpose, as I say, is to make us alter our behavior. We start to, they have a term at the United Nations for how we start to alter. It's called self-policing. We police ourselves because we're always being watched, and it's almost a subconscious thing that creeps into you and takes over the way that you behave personally. It's a behavior modification project.
Unbelievable. All right, I appreciate your call, sir. You should guerrilla shoot video of that. And then, of course, in your free society, we'll see if you're allowed to in America. But shoot video of the cameras, interview people, start a YouTube channel. You don't even have to use your name if you don't want. And I would just come out in the open, and you're right, and start protesting these and try to get the town educated about what's happening. We sent to Kurt Nimmo today. It's in color. This is just a scan of it. The Army out searching houses. Lexington home searched in hunt for bank robber. And they use any excuse to lock down cities, randomly search all the homes. Someone can be seen with a gun, or they hear a backfire, and they lock down parts of the towns. They're training us that they're the boss to protect us, of course, Alan.
Oh, absolutely. I know. I've seen it happen in Canada, in fact, where a hunter who fired off 3 rounds every year, just sighting in for the hunting season, fired off on his own land in the country. He was opposite me at the time, and a whole squad of cars just flew in there. A woman over the hill who'd moved in, a yappy from the city, had heard the shots, and in comes the SWAT teams because they heard shots. And he was firing against a hill, which was his own hill. He owned it for a backstop, so there was no danger to anyone, miles from anywhere. And he went through hell trying to clear himself of. He almost got shot by the SWAT team. You know?
Oh, that happens out in Travis County. People have their own 30, 40 acres. They shoot a shotgun, and all these people move in from big cities, and they start panicking, guns. But when they hear police with guns, they feel safe. But you know, they move out to the country in Texas and hear a gun, and they're, a slave's got a gun. Yep. Look, that neighbor's homeschooling. Call the police.
Oh, they're brainwashed by television, and that's the purpose of all the cop shows and television. They're not shows. They're not to entertain you. It's propaganda to make you think they're all powerful, always correct, always above board, and they have your interests at heart. They're in charge of over all the bad things, and that's what all television dramas are. That they're actually propaganda shows.
It's unbelievable. Let's go back to the calls here. I'll try to hurry through them now. Let's talk to Justin in Montana, then Mark in Maui. Go ahead, Justin.
Alex, Alan, thanks for everything you guys do. I called about 2 reasons. One about the gunpowder, and anybody who hunts or owns guns, that they should start thinking about reloading and buying powder before they start making it expired. There's some talk about some powder that...
no, the federal government does want to do that, and they're openly buying up or shutting down the big gun manufacturers and ammo manufacturers. And at the same time, they're now teaching realtors that reloading equipment is terrorism, and people get the police called on them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the second thing I was following the story a couple days ago about this unmanned drones that the Houston Police Department's going to be using, and that they just tested here, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, unmanned drones for spying on citizens with high-powered cameras on them. I think the headline is unmanned UAV, Houston using unmanned UAVs.
Oh, yeah. No, the 2 years ago, they got an FAA approval. That's nationwide. And they're using CIA spy satellites for the environmentalists now. If you build a tiny shed on your property, I mean, it's just hell's being released.
Well, it sure sounds like it, Alex. I just wanted to update you guys about that. Thanks again for everything you guys do.
Thank you. And again, they want to bankrupt the economy. The economic numbers have come in. Everything is accelerating in its implosion. And they're just hiring more police, more bureaucrats, more controllers, more harassment, more in your face. I mean, it's incredible, Alan.